And rest in peace to Kyren Lacy. Mental health is important now more than it's ever been before. You know, it's not just important in the months that we say it's important, that like Mental Health Awareness Month. Nah, bro, it's an everyday practice. It's an everyday thing. And what I need y'all to understand is suicide is never the answer, man. You know, suicide is never the answer. You know, I hope that that young man rests in peace, and I hope that he's in a better place. But suicide, man, it's never the answer. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it doesn't solve the problems. You know, people think that, okay, if I let go of myself, if I kill myself, then whatever problems I'm facing on this earth, man, it can't be as bad as the next place I'm going to. Nah, it's worse, bro. It's worse, bro. I'm gonna just be honest, it's worse. And I mean that respectfully. That's my belief, that's my faith. I believe that it's worse. And I believe that those problems come with you. Still gotta solve it, no matter where you at. No matter where your spirit went, those problems still gotta be solved. You know, because the goal of you going through this thing that we call life is to evolve, is to have some sort of growth, and it's to be the best version of yourself. It's to get through things and grow through it. You know, can't just kill yourself, man. Earth is like a school. And every single day we learn lessons that further our spiritual development, that further our wisdom.
As black men, and as men in general, you're taught to always be good. You're taught to always be okay. You're taught to never ask for anything because you're supposed to be able to do it. But when somebody asks you, are you good? If you're not, it's okay to say I'm not. If they ask you, are you okay? If you're not, it's okay to say that you're not. And if they ask you, do you need anything? If you need it, it's okay to tell them you do. Because if they truly are asking you that question because they want to know the answers, that means they love you. And if they love you, they're gonna do the best they can to give it to you.
Got something so bottled up, and you use the analogy of a soda. When things get shooken up and you shaking up and you ain't doing nothing, that don't mean it's not gonna spew and explode. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to let it out some way, somehow. You dig what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that's close to me and serve a lot of different poles and different kind of buckets in my life.
No matter what you're going through, suicide is never the answer. And we have an opportunity in this life to learn from our mistakes and grow from it. You know, when you're going through a tough time, man, you might as well get a reward from it. When you're crying, you might as well get a reward from it. You know, the reward is getting through it. You know, I tell people all the time, life is about what you overcome. It's not about what you accomplish.
And nowadays, when you look at these young people, you know, they're given opportunities, you know, opportunities to go out and be brand sponsors and make a ton of money. And that in itself will form pressure, which can actually lead to mental health. The pressure of perfection, you know, they don't understand that they will never really be perfect, you know, and then little mistakes actually turn out to be big things in their mind because of the pressure, because of what society puts on them. Ultimately, it can lead to deep depression. And I think for Kyren, you know, I want to send my condolences to his people and all of his loved ones. I believe he felt those pressures. He felt the pressures of, you know, wanting to make right, you know, after the accident or situation that happened. And it was unfortunate that happened. But I know he felt a whole lot of pressures of just wanting to be where he thought he should be in life. And young people do that. I saw Mel Robbins post something the other day about giving them the mindset that they can use going forward to let them know that they're not behind. And those are also different pressures outside of being an athlete. For me, I'm having a tough time trying to make words right in it. And I just feel so bad for Kyren.
Let his life serve us as a reminder that life is about what we overcome. A lot of people focus on accomplishing things, They try to make a lot of money and reach a lot of success. Nah, bro, life is serious. Life is real. You know what I mean? And we really go through ups and downs. We all do. You know, life is truly about what you overcome, man, what you're able to get through. You know, my superheroes are the people who have been able to get through a lot in their life, man. You know, I see my mama struggle, make it through. I've struggled, I've made it through. You've struggled, you've made it through. You know, y'all my superheroes, man. You know, it's all about what we overcome, man. Like, what are we able to get through? But we can't just let people die like this, man. It just don't make no sense. We gotta be our brother's keeper. Y'all don't wanna check up on y'all brothers. You know, why not?
You don't have to be that emotional. You don't have to be that kind. You don't have to be that considerate. But look at your teammate and say, "Man, I love you, man. You know that, right?"
Yes, sir.
You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
You know I love you, right, Poncherello?
Yes, sir.
And all the rest of y'all, right?
Yes, sir.
How hard was that? But see, the difference between me, I mean that. I really mean that. And if y'all take your time to get out your pity party and really get to know these coaches as well as myself, you'll know we really mean that. It's not about what you could just do for us, it's really what we could do for you. Because we've had our shot. We've done this, we've done that, we've had our shot. I do not want to lose one of y'all at all. Do y'all understand? So give love to your teammates. You always talking about family. You always talking about family. You always breaking it down to my family. But are you really family? Because family should know each other. Family should love each other. Family should support each other. Family should be there for one another. Am I right or wrong? When we're going to be family, let's be family. Not only when we up, let's be family all the time. We got that?
Kyren was going through a lot. And, you know, with things snowballing, somebody should have been there to talk with him and tell him, like, this isn't the end. This doesn't have to be the end. This shouldn't be the end. But there's nothing out there too big to overcome when you have people that love you and you have the resources behind that and those people and those helping hands to reach out to you and pull you back up.
We have to do better in the way we behave and the examples we set. We have to do a better job of passing down the knowledge of the missteps and the wrong steps and the bad decisions and the mistakes as much as we pass down the triumphs and the wins and the successes. And we also have to hold people accountable when they make that first mistake that could be that little mistake before it becomes this big mistake. And in this situation, I do believe that Kyren's mistake led to his death, and that makes me sad. It also brings us back to something we all share together. It's just 3 questions. And I'm around y'all all the time, and I'm part to blame for this. Just like, man, you good? You okay? Do you need anything? And I think the other thing that we have to be conscious of is you need to answer those questions honestly.
Because the last thing, if I'm telling you what my issue is and you judging me, and I'm like, man, you know what? It's just a lesson. We always hear it. It's never a good thing when you got to suffer in silence. Anybody who's going through any type of mental strain, then find that tribe, find that ecosystem, find the friend, find the family member that understands you or is willing to understand you without ridicule, without judgment. And the worst thing that you can do if you're the listener is to judge the action. Just listen.